everyone, it's Chappy's Crypto here again with another video about Tradovate. This is lesson number 4. So one of the things that I have learned or I struggled with a little bit when I started using Tradovate. So Tradovate is a platform for trading futures. So they have a Macintosh app, a PC app, a web browser, web app that you can trade through your web browser, as well as they also have a mobile phone app which allows you to trade on the DOM or trading, looking at your trades through an app called Pulse. So it's a pretty flexible platform. Pretty easy to get into. If you check out my first initial videos, you'll find a bit more about that. I'm going to log in using the Mac app. The interface once you log in is exactly the same across all platforms, so don't stress too much about that. One of the things I've come across from trading on cryptocurrencies, and I'm just starting paper trading futures, so my goal of my videos is to teach people how to use the different tools. So I'm going to log into Tradovate. And the market is actually closed. It is the weekend, and the futures market's closed on Friday night in the US. Doesn't open again until Sunday evening. So we're going to come in here and have a look at the, sorry, wrong button. We're going to come and have a look at the simulation environment through the demo account. I have funded my account, and the way I know that, if you look here, if I say access live environment, trade your live account, if I click on that, it'll log in and you'll be able to see my balance, etc. Which once I've built up the confidence, I'll start to do that. However, I wanted to show you a little tool that I've learned, and it's one of the things that I was wanting to learn how to do since coming across from cryptocurrency. So I trade on Bybit, and I use Gocharting as my charting platform when I trade cryptocurrencies and using market profile. And so when I came across to look at futures, it was the charts were familiar to me, so I didn't find those too overwhelming. It took a while to get my head around how to set them up. However, the chart's not too hard, but placing orders compared to what I was doing on Bybit was very different. So it took me a little bit to really understand how to do this. One of the main things was, how do I place an order that has an automatic stop loss and a take profit set for me before when I place it, because I don't ever trade without having a stop loss on. I think it's extremely irresponsible, and for me, I'm not a risky trader at all, so I like to manage my risk as best I can. And if you're familiar with the Tradovate, which is a great group of guys that teach you how to do market profile, Bitcoin Brad talks a lot about the importance of managing risk. So I wanted to know how to place an order that had an automatic stop loss set when I placed my order. So different language in the futures market. So I discovered this term called OCO, which I had no clue what that meant. I looked it up, and it actually means, from my understanding, it means one order cancels another. So OCO, one order cancels another. So that's also referred to as, on this platform, as this thing here called brackets. Now the default setting is that your brackets are actually switched off. So a bracket order on futures is exactly the same if you come across from something like Bybit or Binance. It's exactly the same as placing an order with a stop loss and also a take profit automatically set. They just refer to it in Tradovate as a bracket order, and I'm pretty sure some of the other futures platforms use similar language. So how do you set that up, and what do you actually do? So first and foremost in Tradovate, to use your brackets or to place one of these orders, you need to come into the setting here, and you'll see here you've got the bracket switched off currently, and you've got a little cog wheel which allows you to set up the settings for that. So if I press a cog wheel, you'll notice here I can just turn on my brackets. And then what also you can do is you can set up multiple brackets. So if you wanted to, say for instance, set up a particular order template that you wanted to get out if the price had come down 3 ticks and get out if it goes above 10 ticks or anything like that, you have that ability to set up multiple brackets. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set up one. So we've turned on the settings here. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to press plus. Let's call this one, I'm just going to say call it 3/10, and you can come up with whatever name you like. It doesn't matter too much. So show in ticks, you can choose from that, or dollar value. As you come across into the future space, everything's about ticks and points. So just if you start to get familiar with the language, things will start to make sense. Ask what type you want, to stop loss only or take profit. So if you just want to do a stop loss or order only and then manage your take profit, you can do that. I've just been experimenting with setting both. So my take profit, and understand the fact that we're going to be working on ticks. So this take profit level is how many ticks does it need to move up or down, depending if you're doing a short or long trade, before it'll actually take you out in profit. So we're going to do 310, which means that I want the price to go up by 10 ticks. And if it goes down by 3 ticks, take me out. So by doing that, it will automatically, if once the order is placed, as soon as it drops by 3, it'll take me out, and if it goes up by 10, it'll take me out as well. It'll automatically trigger that for us. So if I press save, now the only thing you need to notice, and the only thing you need to do to execute one of those orders, is that you've just got to make sure that that particular bracket you just set up is activated there. You choose the number of contracts that you want to trade. So if I wanted to change this to say trade 5 contracts, it'll automatically place. Now if I were to go onto my chart and enter an order here, say for instance I wanted to buy 5 contracts at that price level there as a stop order, which means that if the price would actually come up to this level, if it gets that level, it'll execute 5 orders or 5 contracts for me. It would buy them, and once I press that, it would automatically enter a stop order below, or an order to get out below, and it would also automatically enter an order as well above at 10 ticks above. And so that's how you do a bracket order, just by doing that. Unfortunately, the market's closed at the moment, so if I were to try and execute that order, it wouldn't do anything. It'll actually reject my order, and you'll see what I mean here. If I say sell 5 stop, which means do a short of 5, or sell, order rejected because the market's closed. However, that is all you need to do to set your brackets and to set your automatic stop losses, etc. So have a play with that. It's all through the brackets. Use the settings, just experiment. You can have multiple settings set up there. It's a really powerful tool, and yeah, you can actually have multiple scenarios set as well. So you could actually have, take out one contract and take your second one at a different. So if you wanted to have your stop losses set at different levels, or your take profits you might want to get out at 5 ticks and 10 ticks, you could do your first contract at get me out at 10, and you might want to have, you could have it get me out of 10. The first one might be get me out of 5. So you can have multiple layers, which is really powerful tool, much more powerful than what I'm used to in the crypto space. So I suppose that's the advantage of playing in the futures market. You get access to all these amazing tools. So that was the intention of this video, is just to show you how within Tradovate you can use brackets to set up orders. Now you'll notice on my chart layout, I've got my TPO chart here, and I've got another chart here. This is actually the cool thing as well, which I'll possibly go over in another video. I'm actually looking at the MES here, which is a micro. Over here is the ES mini, which is just the standard ES. Why do I do that? Because on this particular chart, I like to see the volume, and I like to see the number of contracts of the ES to look at imbalance, and that's just a personal preference. However, you've got to be really careful, because if I'd actually turn this setting on trade mode, and I'd accidentally place, if you accidentally place a trade, I did this actually last night when I was trading, paper trading mind you, I accidentally forgot I was actually looking at the ES here, and I placed a trade on this chart. Cool thing about Tradovate is if I place a trade here, it shows up across all 3 charts, except for the fact that I was on a different asset. So I was actually looking at ES there, micro here, micro there. So just note that. And what I've ended up doing on this, to make sure I don't make that mistake again, I've come into here and I've turned off trade mode on this particular chart. I do have this one turned on here, so if I want to just get in and out on either one of these 2 charts, I can do it easily. But just a word of warning, just pay attention to what chart you're actually looking at. And I'll possibly do another video on how to manage that a little bit better. However, it's just one trap for the newbie, which I fell to last night. I'm glad I'm still just paper trading, but just a word of warning. There you go. That's just a quick video on how to place bracket orders, also known as how to automatically set a stop loss, take profit, etc. It's all the same thing. OCO, one cancels another, i.e. once I hit a particular target, it will cancel all the rest of it. So hope you enjoyed that video, and check out the tradevets.com if you haven't already, and I look forward to catching you in the Discord if you're not already part of it. And until next time, bye for now.